Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 3 of my 100k prop firm challenge. So today is currently Monday, the 7th of August. We finished episode 2 last Friday, so now we're rolling into the next week. I'll go through some pairs I'm looking at for the week ahead. There's a setup on GBPCAD, which looks like could be giving me an entry pretty soon, so we will take a look at that. If we take a look at the dashboard real quick, so this is currently what the account is looking like. Account balance is $99,299.85. To be exact, we're currently down 0.7% on the account. We've had 1 loss and 2 break-evens so far, so still very, very early doors into the account. And you can see here we've got 3 previous trades here. So we had a loss on USD, a break-even on Euro Swiss, and a break-even on Pound Yen last week. So diving into the new week, we've got some setups I'm looking at, and like I said, GBPCAD is looking very, very good. You can see this is the 4H time frame, looking at another swing to the downside, another lower high at this area here, back down to the lows. But again, with my management system, I'll keep my risk reward at 2R. So I'll be expecting price to come to this level from a technical perspective, and that's probably more my target on my personal account. But on my funding challenge, I'll just keep it at 2R. So looking at some shorts here, 4H is looking good. I love the wicks to the upside, but if I drop to the hourly, which is the time frame I use for my entries, the market's kind of just moving sideways here. So I'm waiting for some momentum to break us through these lows, and I'll use that as my entry trigger, stop loss above the zone, and then again looking for a move to the downside. And again, wherever 2R lies will be my TP for the trade. So I'm kind of waiting for us to start breaking through these lows here on the hourly, and I'll keep an eye out for that, because if I see a nice candle closure below, I'll use that as my entry trigger. But at the moment, still very bearish on GBPCAD. Looking at some shorts on Aussie Swiss as well, looking at another pullback into this area here of confluence, forming a lower high. Looking at some sales to the downside, of course. This is not my kind of target for the trade, but that's eventually where I'm working my way to with Aussie Swiss, back down to major lows on the daily, weekly time frames. Eventually, I'm expecting all-time lows for Aussie Swiss. So for the foreseeable future, I'm just going to be looking at shorts. Same thing with AUSD as well. For this one, I'm expecting price, not necessarily all-time lows, but I'm expecting us to come back to 0.62, which is pretty far away, but I'm expecting a lot more downside for this particular pair. So again, the pullbacks I see, I'm looking just to short them, look to anticipate lower swing highs, as long as they're good quality setups, of course. But I will be looking at a lot more shorts going forward with AUSD. And again, this is my area of confluence. I'm not too sure if we'll get there. I'll keep an eye out. Similar setup with silver as well. Nice area of confluence just above it, but I'm not too sure if we'll pull back there. Looking particularly bearish right now, but I'm looking at silver coming back down to these lows. So maybe if we see a sharp retracement, we might get the opportunity to go short back up that level on a retest of 24.03, but that's going to be up to silver. And EuroCAD, I'm liking the structure as well, looking at buys back up to 1.486. We've had some nice lower lows and lower highs here. Market's been quite bearish, and then we've broken structure. Now we're printing higher highs and higher lows. So simply just looking at the next pullback, higher low, and continuation back up to the swing high on the left. So some really nice setups brewing. There's a couple of other markets I'm looking at as well, but I need a little bit of development. Again, it's pretty early on in the week. It's only Monday, 11:30 Monday, so we got a lot of time for setups to brew and really develop. But at the moment, GBPCAD is the pick of the bunch, so just waiting for some confirmations there, and hopefully we can get some shorts later on. So of course, I'll update you if I do get any setups. We'll take a look at them, dive into detail, show you the entries and whatnot. But yeah, let's see how this week pans out. Alright guys, so it's currently Thursday the 10th of August. We fast forwarded a few days here. There was no positions really during the week apart from the pound shorts I've just literally hopped into now. So I've just taken my 4th position on this challenge account. The last trade I had on the account was pound yen from last week, but managed to find some shorts here on pound USD, which I've hopped in about 28 minutes ago roughly. On this hourly candle close here. So as you can see, this is the MT4 for my Forex funds. You can see account balance there, 99,299. So still down 0.7% off the first trade of the account, ends the USD a couple of weeks back now. But yeah, just hopped into the 4th positions, entered on this nice bearish engulfing there, nice shift of momentum here, had a big wick to the upside after CPI taking out some of these highs, came into a nice area of confluence. And now I'm looking for a move to the downside, at least back into the lows here, which is more or less where I do have my first take profit for this particular trade and my personal account as well. But of course, we've got our 1R set. That's where we go to break even, and then we let the trade carry on either to break even or to 2R. So that is where I do have my TP set there, which is 2 times my risk. So let's see if we can get to those lows. It is Thursday, and I do have a rule for the funded account that I'm not going to hold trades over the weekend, purely just to avoid gaps in the market. Because again, with a personal account, if I do have a gap and let's say price gaps above my stop loss, yes, I'll incur a bigger loss than I wanted to. But if I'm risking 1%, you know, I might have a gap of 2%, 3%, 4% max, maybe 5%. Obviously anything is possible, but it won't be too substantial. I can definitely recover from it. It's not ideal 100%, but that's the price you pay sometimes if you do hold trades over the weekend. But with the funding account, again, I'm not really trading on my own terms here. I'm trading on their terms. So I want to make sure that I'm well away from breaching their rules. So I don't want to hold over the weekend just in case we see a big gap. Not going to really see 2 big gaps on pound USD, but again, I'm not going to take the risk. So whatever happens here with this trade, if I haven't been stopped out coming into the weekend, I'll probably exit the trade no matter where we are about 1 or 2 hours before the daily candle closes at 10 o'clock. So that's kind of my thought process here, because I doubt we'll see a drop all the way down to these lows by the end of the week. It's currently Thursday. We've got maybe about, I don't know, 30 hours left of trading to do, and there's gonna be a hell of a move if we're gonna get down to these lows before the end of the week. So I'll probably just let the trade play out. If I'm in drawdown, again, I'll close the trade as well. If I'm in profit, I'll close the trade. If it hits my target or my stop loss, obviously I'll be taking out the trade by MT4. So this is the trade here on TradingView. This is obviously the candle I entered on. Stop loss just above the high there. We had a nice area of confluence. Price just came back to retest a key level of broken support there, term resistance. Nice wick into that zone, taking out some of these weaker lower highs there. I'm looking for the next lower high for pound USD to form, basically. I'm looking at the move to the downside into these lows. This is my first take profit for my personal account, and this is my last TP for my personal account. So this is obviously the format I'm obeying on my personal account, but for my funded account, we've got the alert set at 1R, and then the TP2 is around here somewhere. So that's where I exit the trade on the funded account. But essentially just looking for the breaking test of that level, lower high. It looks like we are forming it slightly. This kind of head and shoulder pattern is not the most orthodox one, but it does fit the mold, as you can see, left head right. So I'm looking to see potentially pound USD can give us a big reversal and a nice swing to the downside. And I love the entry as well. It's a little bit big for my liking. I would like it to be smaller, but again, when I'm using candlesticks to enter my positions, I'm not in control of that. Sometimes I'll get very, very big candles, which I enter on. Sometimes it's smaller. It's up to the market, but fit the plan. Good trade. We'll see how this one pans out. So I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, boys and girls, it's currently Friday the 11th of August, and it's coming up to the end of the week here. I'm about to close my pound USD position. Like I said in episode 1, the rules for the challenge for myself is I won't be holding trades over the weekend, and that's currently the predicament I am in now with this pound USD short, which I entered yesterday. Price did see some nice momentum in my direction. You can see the MT4 here. We did see some nice momentum in my direction. Entered on this bearish engulfing on the hourly chart. Nice move to the downside. However, since then, Thursday evening, coming into early Friday morning, and throughout today, it's kind of just a bit sideways. Had some news. Nothing really much has happened. So I will be closing the trade here. Like I said, the rules, I will not be holding the trade over the weekend. I still do expect pound USD to fall to the downside. But again, it's all about probability. Just because I expect something to happen doesn't justify me breaking my rules. However, in my personal account, I still will be holding the trade over the weekend. I do have different management approaches in my personal account to my funded account, but for the funded challenge, I will be closing the trade. So you can see we're floating around $207-$8 there. So I'm going to be closing the position now, and there we go. We are out of the trade. You can see here, if I go to account history, expand that a little bit. So we've just closed the position there for roughly 200 and probably like $7 or $8. We had swap and commission as well. We'll go take a look at my Forex Funds dashboard. So let's give that a little refresh. There we go. So you can see negative 492. So hey, we're going up in the world. So now we're down at roughly around 0.5, a little bit just underneath 0.5% on the account overall, down 0.07% on the day due to equity, because again, I was holding a little bit more in equity. We pull back down a little bit. Again, it's a bit of a weird stat, but yeah, we're down negative $68. But as you can see, the starting balance for the day, 99,299, and now the current balance is 99,507. So really not too much has happened. As you can see, if we go to the trading history, we've got 4 positions now. We've obviously got the original loss, and then it's the USD, break even with Euro Swiss and pound yen, and now pretty much a small win slash break even with pound USD. And again, just going by the rules of how I'm going to manage the account. But as you can see, there's still a long way to go for this trade, either to hit stop loss or to go to my target. In my personal account, I'm not break even either, so I'll be holding this trade full risk over the weekend. Got the stop loss above the high, first TP is back at that price swing low, and final target is back at around 1.25, coming to the low there on the left. So I'm still expecting more downside, but that's it for me this week in the challenge account. Again, I won't be uploading the video, as you will see. I won't be uploading this week. I will just kind of bunch it together with next week as well. But yeah, only one trade this week, not too much activity. I didn't do anything for most of the week until Thursday, Friday. So let's hope next week has a bit more trades for me to get involved in. But at the moment, as we saw, down 0.5% on the account. Again, still very early doors, 4 trades so far. Going to be taking a lot more, so I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, let's start again next week. Okay, so welcome back, people. It's been some time since we last spoke. Last time we spoke was Friday the 11th of August, and of course with the video edit, doesn't feel like it's been long, but it has been a very long time, because today is Wednesday the 23rd of August. So it's been quite a long time span before I've shared another episode with you guys. And the reason why I haven't is because I haven't been taking any trades. I didn't want to post last Friday because I didn't take a trade the whole week, so I didn't really feel a need to post. But I have taken a trade on Wednesday 23rd of August today, and we'll go through that shortly. But yeah, I haven't been active on the markets, not because I've been taking a break or on holiday. It's just because nothing really of high quality has presented itself. But we're coming towards the end of August now, back into September, so hopefully we can get a nice string of trades, string of opportunities in the markets. But yeah, I've hopped into pound CAD longs. This is the MT4, so as you can see, there's my entry of this bullish engulfing candle. We'll go into the analysis and the reasons for entry shortly on TradingView, but I'm just showing you the trade here on the MT4. So again, Traders Global is the broker we're using. You can see the balance, $99,507. So that's the last time we spoke on Friday the 11th of August with that $99,507 when we closed out that $200 roughly on pound USD. So that's the last trade I've taken on the account. If you go on the account history, you can see the last trade there, pound USD $211, and of course we got pound yen break even. So still 3 break evens and 1 win, on the account so far. But let's hope something different for this pound CAD position. So in this trade here, got in on that previous hourly candle there, so seeing some nice momentum in my direction. Hopefully we can sustain this and keep going. Of course, my TP is up at the highs there, so it's not at particular level of resistance I'm targeting. Like I said with episode 1, if you haven't checked it out, feel free to go do so. But my targets are 2 times my risk, so I'm always going to be taking profit at 2R, break even at 1R, and of course my stop loss just underneath the candle there with a few pips of wiggle room. So if you go on to TradingView, so this is the analysis behind the trade. That's the entry candle, of course, stop loss below the candle there. We came into a very nice area of confluence, that broken resistance, will be turn support, came into that trend line confluence there, and we wicked into the 0.618 of the Fibonacci quite nicely there as well. So we came into a very nice area of confluence. I've been quite bullish on pound CAD for quite a while, been looking for opportunities. I've been looking for opportunities since last week Monday. It never quite shaped up. We had a nice pullback today, which is that quite aggressive sell-off, and we came into that area, left a nice wick down the 4H time frame. If I delete that out of the way, nice wick down the 4H time frame, really nice shift of momentum on the hourly chart, and that's what got me into the trade. So beautiful entry, beautiful area of confluence. Now we're just going to see how this one plays out. High time frames look very good as well. Been favoring more upside on the daily chart. As you can see, we're still seeing higher highs and higher lows here. We've been seeing successive higher lows for quite a while now. As you can see, every time the market does take a dive to the downside, the market always finds support and continues higher and doesn't break through through the prior low. So I'm expecting that pattern to repeat. Price has obviously broken through a key level resistance here on the daily chart as well. Now we're coming back to retest that. So as long as we can hold this 1.71250 area, I'm expecting to see new highs past this point here, and the trend essentially continue. So my personal account, this is the risk reward. This is the trade I have set up for my personal account. So entry is the same, stop loss is the same, but the target is back at the high here. So we're looking around the 2.75 risk reward. I do take partial, so I will be taking partial on my TP1, which is more or less at the same where I've got my alert set. So that alert is for 1R. So if that triggers, I'll take my funded account. I'll move that stop loss to break even. I won't take any partials, but I'll move my stop loss to break even. And once I get TP1 on TradingView here, then I'll take some partials on my personal account and go to break even on that account there as well. But final target is back at the highs there for my personal trade. But yeah, pound CAD pushing quite nicely. Let's hope we can go and tag that alert there, hit TP1 as well. We do have some news coming up shortly for dollar, so we'll see how that impacts the trade. But so far looking okay. Let's hope we can go and hit some targets and get the first winner on the funded account. We've only had 4 trades so far, 3 break evens and 1 loss. But I'm expecting more break evens with the style I have with how I'm managing the trades, going to break even quite quickly with shorter targets. So do expect more break evens, but let's hope we can get some winners on the belt now. So we'll keep you up to date with how the trade goes, up roughly around $250 there. But yeah, still a long way to go, so we'll keep you guys updated. Okay, so we've just gone break even on the pound CAD long position. Price just tagged the 1R. I've just moved my stop loss just a few pips above my entry, just to cover for some commissions and potentially swap. Yeah, just gone break even, roughly trading around $400. Again, break even point is around $500, but we have pulled back a little bit. 1R was around here. If we quickly flick over to TradingView, as you can see, we had the alert roughly around here-ish off that belt of the wick, and we've just about tagged it. Haven't tagged my TP1 yet for my personal accounts. I'm still looking for a bit more upside before I go to break even on that account and take my partials, but gone to break even on the challenge account and the funding account, and of course we've got the TP around about this high over there. So we'll be now looking to hold on to that take profit area. Again, we don't have any risk on the position now, so potentially, you know, the only 2 outcomes now of the trade is either break even or a win. So let's hope we can look for a win, because we've had 3 break evens pretty much in a row now. Potentially could be a 4th. Again, it's just crunching the numbers, but it would be nice to bank the first win of the account. But yeah, just thought I'd give you guys a quick update on the account. Nothing more to reports on apart from that. But next time you hear from me, it's either we'll be getting out this trade, or potentially I'll be doing a recap of some pairs that I might be looking at. But yeah, let's see what happens next. Okay guys, so it's currently the 25th of August, Friday the 25th of August, and I've been taking out of my pound CAD trade. I was actually taking out yesterday for a break even, but I don't have any trades on at the moment. So again, pound CAD, another break even in a row. That's our 4th break even in a row if you count pound USD as well. But as you can see, this is the MT4. This is where I entered on Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, Wednesday, I believe I entered the trade. Nice move to the upside. However, saw some retracement and they kept heading to the downside. It took me out of the trade at break even. You can see the account history here. So I did get slipped a little bit. I did move my stop loss a little bit above my entry to kind of cover for some commission. I understand that swap will play a cost as well, so it might not completely outweigh the negatives. But as you can see, we did close the trade there for -$6. So I was slipped a little bit from that trade, but altogether it was roughly around, I don't know, $10-12. We'll take a look at my Forex funds dashboard. So this is the dashboard, currently down negative 0.5%, negative $500 on the account. So again, the account really hasn't budged since the first trade. We took the first loss, and since then it's pretty much break even since then. So we still need to find that first win. But again, we're not trying to force anything. It's still very early on. But yeah, being quite unlucky with the string of trades so far. And again, with the way I'm managing trades, I want to be a bit more conservative, but I'm completely fine with that. But as you can see, this is the trade history. So of course, We've got NZD/USD, the first trade, which was the loss, and then since then Euro Swiss break even, Pound Yen break even, Pound USD break even, and of course Pound CAD break even. Therefore negative $17. So it's a little bit slipped on that one. We don't really have news, so I'm not too sure why, but hey, I'm just a trader here. So yeah, current balance negative, well, not negative, current balance 99,490, but we're down negative $509. So that concludes the past kind of 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ish since we last, well, actually more or less 3 weeks since we last uploaded the video. So it's been some time, but hopefully coming September, get more frequent opportunities. So videos should be coming thick and fast. But yeah, so far negative down 0.5%. Still a long way to go. Let's see how it pans out.